Hey guys, welcome in this new video. I hope that all of you are doing great. So first of all, happy new year to all of you guys. So it is the first video that I record in 2021. So I hope that you guys had a great time celebrating Christmas, if you do celebrate Christmas, and also the new year. And of course, I wish all of you guys, well, a lot of health, happiness, and success in anything that you do. I think that it will be an amazing year for markets. A lot of things happening, and it will be very interesting to follow everything across the board. So I'm really excited to create as much content as possible for you guys, simply to help you throughout out of this crazy market environment that we have, and also I'll share with you guys what I believe in and what I'm looking at. So I'm really excited. So today we will begin with gold. So I thought that it was a great place to start 2021, simply because I think that during this year, we will get a pretty interesting price action on gold, and potentially, well, amazing opportunities on this market as well. So it is a market that I'm already positioned in, and I'm also looking to position myself even more on this market if I get a confirmation that price is moving further. So just before that we get into it, as always guys, please leave a like under the video. I would really appreciate it, and it just helps the channel grow more and more. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, make sure that you do that as well. All right, so here we are looking at the very longer term chart of gold. So as you guys can see on the left side of my screen, it goes back all the way to 1970, and this is a logarithmic chart, so we can see better, the impulses and the correction on the chart. Now, it's always important as you do an analysis to start on the higher time frame to get the bigger picture of things and to understand how an asset moves. So if we look at gold specifically right here, there are a few things that I want to highlight. And one of these things is that, we have an all-time high right here. So we got an impulse up, we got a pullback here, then we got to new all-time high and it broke above. I'm going to also identify this all-time high that we had. So in 1980, let me just remove this. And then I'm also going to identify the most recent all-time high that we have broken, well, last year, right? And so the reason why I'm identifying these all-time highs is because they are really interesting in the way that price moves around this level. And so here is what I mean. So as you guys can see, we have a big up move, right? So a big, strong uptrend on gold here. Then we got a pullback. After that, price came back to the high of this pullback right here. It broke above, then we got a sharp little correction there, retesting this all-time high, and then we pushed to the upside, as you guys can see, right? So this was the first kind of price action that we had around this, well, all-time high. Now, if we look at the second one, which was right here, so we got a longer term correction. So this was a 20-year correction, right? So this was a very long one. And then what happened? Price came back to all-time high. We broke above, just like it did right here. Then we got a pullback, right? So not a very big pullback, coming more to these levels right there. And then we got another big up move, right? So interesting price action, right? The two times that gold broke to a new all-time high, well, we saw basically the same kind of price movement, right? And so what are we getting right now? Well, we have the all-time high right there, which we broke last year. It broke slightly, just like it did here, and just like it did here, right? And then what are we getting? We're getting a correction, just like this one, and just like this one. And so the basic thesis here is that if this correction breaks, I think we might be going for another longer term leg up on gold. And so this could be a really big trend, which could start this year. And this would provide many different trading opportunities. And I think that just by, taking advantage of these trades on gold, I think that that alone can make, an amazing trading year. Of course, I'm not personally just going to focus on gold. I follow all the markets, as you guys know, but gold to me looks really interesting. And so that's the logarithmic chart. So now we can go back to the normal chart, which looks like this. And so now the next question is, well, if we understand that this could just be a pullback after breaking this all-time high, and that at some point we could go back up, well, we need to see when are we getting this movement, right? When are we getting back up? In other words, when are we breaking out of this correction? So we can go on the daily chart. Now, as I said, I'm already positioned in gold personally. So I bought gold early December around 1800 right here. So this is my entry. So as you guys can see, this trade, well, is already in pretty big profit. It's a trade slash investment. So it's not a trade per se, the way that I usually take my trades, because this is a more longer term investment and for other reasons as well, which, you know, are more related to diversification and things like that. So, you know, it's important to understand this kind of difference here, but nonetheless, you know, it's still a trade and I still make money within this up move here. So the basic idea here is that, well, this could be all the correction. And if we look at this trend line here, we broke it very nicely today. And we also had another one right there. So these were the two trend lines that I was looking at. And as you guys can see, the price was kind of squeezing around here, right? And so we needed to wait and see what the market would do. Would we break this down trend line or this up trend line? As you guys can see, we broke above, which is a very good sign. Now, there are many other things that we could talk about and that we could look at on gold. I just don't want this video to be too long. So I try to keep it, you know, as simple as possible. But the basic idea is that this correction here could be over. There are many things that are telling me that this could be over. Now, I don't have this confirmation just as yet. So as I said at the beginning of the video, I'm already in gold from 1800s right here, but I haven't added in to this position just as yet. I might do this in the near future, but not right now. So personally, with my own system, it doesn't confirm me that this correction is over. It could be, but the break of the trend line here is not enough. And the reason why a break of the trend line is not enough, well, we can simply, you know, look at what we had before, right? So if you had this trend line on right here, well, just breaking above the trend line doesn't mean much. Then, you know, you could also have a trend line back in the days, right, that, you know, looks something like this, right? So even if you break above here, well, that doesn't mean much. It can still come back down. So just the fact that the price broke above the trend line for me is not enough, but it's a great sign that we might be going back into a longer term uptrend. And so, as I said, on the higher time frame, right, if we always keep this picture, well, what we can say is that if this correction here is actually over, which it could be, and I think it is, but I don't have that confirmation just as yet, as I said. Well, if this is over, then we could likely go back into a very big uptrend right here and break again this all-time high and simply keep going up, right? So, you know, if we zoom out on gold, we can see that this is how it moves, right? So you get a sharp move up and then you get a correction. So even recently, right, in this uptrend that we have, well, we have many examples. We have this one, we have this, we have this, we have a more sharp one right here, which was the COVID crisis. We had this one here. So all of these are pretty much the same size. This one is a bit bigger, which is a good sign, by the way. And now, as you guys can see, that the price is breaking out. If we start to break, you know, all these little levels that we have right there, I mean, I don't see really much obstacle for more upside. And so, as you guys can see, these are the type of trades where you can get insane risk reward ratio. So you have a very small risk simply because you can calculate your risk with the current uptrend that we have. And then the reward is, you know, insane simply because there is no limit. I mean, we don't know how far this will go. So the only thing that you have to do is simply ride the trend and keep moving the stop as long as it's going up. So there's no real target. There's no real price that you can look at precisely. It's just about following the trend. But my point is that these trends can go on for very, very long. And, you know, the moves can get really, really big. So this is just as, I'm just using gold as an example, but we can see this kind of narrative all across markets right now on many different commodities, on some forex pairs as well, even on some equities. So, you know, it's really important for you guys to understand that it's, you know, in 2021, one resolution that you could take if you want is to simply look across different markets. Don't just focus on forex or on stocks. Like, look at everything because there are opportunities everywhere. Here I'm using gold as an example, but the same kind of thought process, the same kind of, you know, logical process of analysis that you can apply everywhere. And, you know, by doing that, this is how you find amazing trade opportunities. So that's kind of the idea. So I hope that you guys understand my point with gold. I try to keep it as simple as possible. I could go much deeper. I could look at many other things, which I do in my course. But here, I just want to keep it as simple as possible so all of you guys can understand the point. And yeah, that's basically the idea. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please, as I said, leave it a like. You can also share it around if you want. And on that, well, take care, trade with care, manage your money well, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.